Yeah, no, I guess we should fucking end the podcast.
No, no, no. I don't want that to be the thing. Don't say that.
Well, no, I mean this like I don't have anything else to say tonight. No, we're not ending the fucking podcast. I'm
Oh,
saying like
okay.
ending this particular podcast that it has had so many fucking silences in it because like we didn't prepare anything for this week. So like we don't have anything to say and we apparently don't have enough rapport to vamp for an hour and a half. Like which blows my goddamn mind because we talk for like 2 hours every morning. Um
I'm just gonna not talk to you for a minute. It's like a build up stuff to talk about. It's also been a work week for me where I've literally just been like heads down. Like haven't been able to do anything other than just work.
yeah, I mean yeah, I know the feeling.
Let me talk with my diaphragm, Michael. My diaphragm.
You're gonna just be high on your own supply here about the show.
And here we are in the setting of the economy of nothing universe. What is the universe like? All right. So I do have a question.
The
Okay.
distant future.
Yeah, it's in a distant future, right? Like I know that. But
No, no,
also,
no. I
are
think
there
that's what
more?
it's.
Are there more universes? Is this just the only universe, or are there more universes? And if there are more universes, what's ours called?
In the show or in real life or on the podcast?
In the show, obviously.
No, the distant future is what we're gonna call it. Like they're excited. Like everyone is excited that they live in the distant future.
So, but can the distant future have like an acronym? Like DF
DS.
Quadrant 69, you know?
Okay, so that becomes the real a question. I This goes back to a thought I've had for a while about like no, this isn't like a uh this isn't like Star Trek, right? This is like the cosmos. I think I've said something like, you know what I mean? It's more like uh it's far out, man. You know what I mean? It's more like the possibility of like what's out there than like, oh, it's mostly empty rocks or whatever and like mineral deposits. Does that make any sense? I don't know.
Rocks and mineral deposits.
But no,
So,
I do know what
so
I
it's
don't know what I'm
basically
talking about.
Mass
But I
Effect. Is
do
what you're saying.
it is Mass Effect with more mining, but and microtransactions.
And slave
But
labor.
no, but like this is a question, right? And I think we've talked about it kind of before about the idea of like how much does the Corporation control and stuff like that. So like I don't know. We should probably start the episode and then just like rip and
Yeah, we should
rap
just
and like
riff.
just get going and fucking be like, do you want to talk about episode? I'll pull up the episode one little storyboard
It's
thing or
fine.
something like that.
I'm gonna
I
go in
don't know.
three,
Should we just
two,
start the
one.
show?
I'm gonna start. Hey everyone, and welcome back to another episode of The Economy of Nothing, where you get to watch a podcast making a real show in real time. I am your host, Mike Allen, the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Green, aka Business Mike. And I'm followed here with my co-host, uh, which is no longer Ryan last name for today because he's sick or something. I don't know. We'll know soon if he's gonna be back or not. If not, you know, Ryan, we love
I'm
and
kind
miss
of
you.
sick.
All right.
You know what's weird, Mike? As we're slow to introduce, is this is like the first moment I've ever had where I'm like, oh man, some days the podcast is gonna be work.
Some days the
Do you know what I
podcast is
mean?
going to be at work,
Some
and
can
the dude that works the hardest on the podcast and probably doesn't get enough
some
credit, especially from Ryan, no last name, is Mike Bedont, aka the Captain, Captain
oh
Tracy,
well wow.
savior of the universe, but also kind of an asshole. And that's
Well no
Mike.
that
Say hello,
really
Mike.
no I to be very clear, perceived to be an asshole I think is was a fairer assessment of me. But
Perceived to be asshole.
no, I actually meant of like, man, I'm really not into this right now. But like this is what we're doing, right? And like
It, you
this is
know, it's
why
called
it's work. Do you know what I
it's
mean?
called
It's like
it's called an icebreaker, Mike. We were going to talk to each other anyway, so we might as well just do it where it's recording, right? You know.
no, no, I'm talking to you and the audience. Do I not sound podcast ready? Am I too a cappella? Do I need to be a little more soprano for you, Mike?
You need to speak with your diaphragm, Michael. Your
Is
diaphragm.
that even one? What is a soprano? Do you know?
Isn't a soprano a? It's either the highest or the lowest pitch, dude. The lowest,
Yeah,
right?
I could, well, I guess that. I guess the question is, am I right? No, a falsetto is high, I believe.
Have you ever
And
heard
a,
of the Last Castrato? Have you ever heard of that?
no, I have
Okay, I
not
only
heard of
know
that.
this because I took a lot of music classes in college, for that easy A. But I
Yeah.
actually turned out really like the history of music. And the last castrati is the last recording of a monk that would that sings with that had his like he's a eunuch, like he had his nuts cut off to like stay super like high. But it's
Okay.
the oldest recording. You should actually plug it right here for everyone to hear. It's actually you could probably find it, but it is the oldest recording of a guy
What?
who's had his nuts cut off and can still sing really high.
Oh, but so how recently was this? Do you
It
know?
it was like
What's this?
right on
Hold
the
on.
verge. He
Let's see what
died
we
at
can
like
do
he
with
died
the
in Omen.
internet.
Yeah,
What
look, the
is
last
what is this?
castrati, like what do you call when you cut your nut? You cauterize or something?
Castration?
Yeah,
Castration?
but I think it's
Castrate?
like castrati. Let me look too.
Singing performance? This is great radio, I think, and it's even better visual radio.
It really
Okay,
is. The last castrato.
1922. That's crazy. You
Yeah,
can't be
dude.
cutting people's nuts off in
Yeah,
1922.
and like no,
That's
but
some
so
Game of Thrones shit.
he grew up with his nuts cut off. They cut him off when he was like before puberty, and that's him
Oh,
like
they
right
made the
before
record.
death,
Oh, he
still
died in
singing.
22. Oh,
Yeah,
they say
dude,
in
and he still sings like he's like
1904.
a
Oh,
5-year-old. It's fucking crazy. But
yeah.
anyway, there's a piece of history for you, people. So don't say you didn't learn anything today.
Oh man.
Also, Mike, you
Do
want
you
to plug
remember?
that
Do you
song
remember?
somewhere in here?
No, I don't. Why would I
It's
want to
really good.
listen
It's
to
really
this?
beautiful sounding. It's not him getting his nuts cut off. He's just singing a song. It's a guy
No, no,
who's like
no, no.
70 singing a song without his nuts,
No, I
and he's
get
got a
it.
really high voice. I
Well,
mean,
no, because he
it is a
doesn't have
part of
any
music
nuts.
history. I think you'd be more of a dick of not honoring him and not honoring his nuts by not listening to it. Because you
I
said that this
think,
man
I
got
think
his
that's really
nuts cut off for
convenient.
no fucking reason. That's what you're saying. He's the last
I
one.
am.
You
Yes,
should do
I am
yeah.
saying he got his nuts cut
I mean,
off
he
for no
did get his
reason.
nuts cut off for
I
no
want, I
reason,
want
but
to, I want
yeah.
to firm, I want to stand firm in that assertion that this man got his nuts cut off for no reason, and I think that it's
And
good that he'll never know that.
Alessandro, R.I.P.
Like, here's what I'm saying:
I hope you have nuts in the afterlife. Because
if
wouldn't that
there's
be
a guy
something?
alive today who's been castrated and like he's like a street performer, I wouldn't be like, oh, I don't think you should like give that guy money or something. But like, I don't need to hear this. It's probably not a good recording.
It's really that's the reason they teach it to you in music class. Is one, it's like horrific, but it's very beautiful. It was like a cult of like Christian monks that did it. I don't know. It's just like, but you want to talk about how it relates to the economy of nothing. He got his nuts cut off for nothing. In the name, I
That is
believe, in
true.
Christianity for
Oh,
singing.
the Last Castrato. Okay. I don't know.
Ryan, if you're listening, I need you to take note on this. This is
I
what
will
Christianity
say,
says.
it says that he was a soprano, so I'm going to assume sopranos are the high ones. So we have now answered the internet's questions. What happened at the end of The Sopranos? Wait, what were we talking about? How did we get
He's
here?
also from North Jersey. Anyways, our host, Mike Bedont of the Economy of Nothing podcast, he's
It
done
feels
a
like such a
lot of great
British thing to
animations
do.
lately. I'm actually going to talk like a Brit now, if that's all right with you. Yeah,
I do
you
like
fucking
that. Yeah.
you do. Yeah, I've been working on it. I've been reading with my daughter at night and trying new voices for the podcast. So
All
keep it
right,
interesting,
bring it
character
down. Bring
driven.
down the Father of the Year. Oh, you know what I did forget in our moving on from everything. I do now officially have the King of the Podcast award since Ryan sneaky called in last week. So now I am the official King of the Podcast. Been on the most podcasts. You've both missed
Okay, well,
podcasts. Congratulations,
then
me.
Congratulations to you. Then I am the leader of the Genius Award because I've been called a genius the most on the podcast. Because
Yeah, by
Ryan
truant,
didn't
by a
call in.
truant. You have
No,
been called a
no,
genius by a
because
truant. What would a
because
truant
Ryan
know?
didn't call in last week. It was first time listener, first time caller, whoever you might be out there.
That's true. I'm going to say the words kayfabe again because I got a lot of kudos for that last time. But
Actually, I do want to talk about something. Okay, so Mike's trying out something new. It's called visual radio, and it's never been done before. It's basically us doing a podcast, but then him animating the podcast into scenes of the show that maybe we'll use, maybe we won't. Overall, this podcast is about relating things in real life into the show of the economy of nothing, and just the stupidness, the dumbness, the things that like the reason you have to fill out 50 forms to do a tax return when they could just do it for you. It's stuff like that. It's complaining about the system we live in and the dumb things about it and how it's designed. When you really think about it, it's all an illusion. You think you can get ahead, but it's all designed to just take it away. So really,
absolutely.
the only thing that the economy of nothing and the real world have, the overlap between them, is is the luck factor, and luck is the one thing that no one can really quantify, and that's what makes a protagonist in a show is usually due to the luck factor. And Mike's character, the captain, has that luck factor, but he also has the logic factor, which is Mr. Green. And so all the smart shit you hear on this podcast is mostly coming from me. But he's doing all the heavy lifting and the animating. And he also set up a new merch shop for us where you can order Mr. Green's first tank top T-shirt, and that'd be great because who wouldn't want the best character on the show on on a tank top, right, Mike?
Um, yes, it is the officially licensed shirt. It's the shirt that cartoon Mike Allen wears right now. Look at you, Mike, with that shirt on. What a good shirt you have on in the visual radio portion of this.
I know. The only thing I would add to the shirt, if maybe we
God
had
damn it,
another
Mike!
shirt you can
It's
buy with
already
like a
real
E,
merch.
just a EON. I know we can make another real merch with like EON in black under it for like economy of nothing.
You want to know what's very funny as you say that? I'm like, oh yeah, I guess your shirt in the cartoon does say Mr. Green underneath of it, and I totally forgot to do that in the actual. Get your limited time only fucked up version
This is
before
the
we have
one
to
that's
give
going to be
away.
worth like $1 million one day. This one
We're
right
gonna
here
yeah, we're,
because
we're
we're
I'm
only
gonna
going to
have
make
to
like
take it
five of them.
down. I'm gonna take it down next Wednesday. The clock's ticking, limited time only, value added every moment.
Or should his saying
Buy this
on the
shirt
top it
now.
goes
Do it.
always
Why won't you buy the shirt?
counting
You
credits
listening,
in the
buy
void
it. Buy
economy. Buy it now. Buy it. You
buy
should
it and
buy it.
like and subscribe and buy the shirt. Okay?
Feels like a really good time to do a plug. You go to
The,
theeconomyofnothing.com. There's somewhere on that site. There's a link. I don't know exactly how to
all
get
right,
to it.
Mike.
There's a merch store, so
You're
check it out.
you're the best pilot of a space truck podcast studio anyone's ever enjoyed. So I'm gonna pitch you two things we could do right here, and then let's just do one, or we'll do neither, or both.
Pitch it to me fast and slow and softly,
I'm thinking that we
faster.
should do like a quick run of like all the we've never sat through and just talked about all the episodes. I think you and me we could just discuss that, or we could try and like talk a little more about like the story of episode one, like go through it and be like, okay, now that we know where the people are and where they're going, we also know who they are a lot better than they did when I first did it, right? Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like when's
You want to do
we
some
haven't.
storyboarding per
Yeah,
episode?
yeah, I kind of want to discuss these old storyboards with the new information,
Okay. So
right?
stay out of the weeds of the details, but like work in the settings, right? Because we have the stuff on
Yes.
the details, right? Yeah. All right.
Yeah, well, we'll just see. I think
We'll
this
just
is
we'll
the
just let's
show
roll with
being
it. Give me the
this
first one.
is the show being made on the show, okay? So here's what we're gonna do. Right here. You've seen this, but we've never done it like this before. And everyone, there will be a link below. It won't be the exact same thing as this, but you'll be able to find it somewhere, somehow, don't worry about it. We'll be as descriptive as we can for audio listeners, right? So, Mike, the thing we're just going to go to first is like the idea that we've obviously talked about the ideas of cold opens and stuff, right? So you've
Uh-huh.
seen before the opening at the space station. Now, none of this is really accurate to any of the other stuff. Maybe you remember when this used to be like a old pizza party problem. They were going to go solve a pizza
This
party.
is 100% accurate. What are you talking about? No, yeah, it used to be a pizza party in a freaking office setting where we were complaining about not getting credit for a pizza party. And
Yeah,
Kip Butterfield
and
was the bad guy. Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
yeah, but theoretically, this action sequence still plays, and it works for the idea of a thing we'll
Oh yeah.
figure out at
But
some point.
also, if you look at Captain Tracy's wrist in that sequence 30 seconds earlier, Mike didn't want to like actually animate a computer on a wrist, so he just made it look like rainbow. You could see it there on
Yeah,
the
I
wrist.
mean,
It's great.
but I think that's one of like the I don't know, like one of the things I'm thinking about is like just doing what we can and with the form and function to like tell the story and like entertain people, right? And it's like, yeah, sure. The thing that matters is that Captain Tracy has like this gauntlet thing or like this gadget or whatever it is, right? But like what the economy of nothing isn't is a thing where like if we end up doing like a live action thing or something like a true fan's gonna be able to say, well, that's not what Captain Tracy's left gauntlet looks like because it's like we're not. I don't know. I want to do like fun stuff, but I don't want to like care like that, right? Like I don't want it
Let
to
me
be
hit you with
like
an let me hit you with an idea. What if instead of having to storyboard a whole episode, what if we go through each episode like you did with the car last week where you threw us in the car, and it's the start of each episode is us just talking about a random subject in the car before it starts. Or it could be
okay,
like us walking down a
so
hallway, or it could be landing at like the trash planet, like, and then that we can build upon that each time, right?
so right. This is the wrong one, but if you but like yeah, so the idea in the episode would be that they're driving to work and then they get to the dispatch, right? And a question I've been having for a while, right? And in the storyboards it's just them kind of walking into the dispatch. It's like how much of the show is the dispatch, right? I keep saying that, but I mean like how much time are we going to spend before they go do a mission, right? Is this like right? Like, because if we can't do like, we have to do like a cold action open if there's like a driving scene and then an office scene and then an arrival on the planet scene, right? At a certain point, this is like an entertaining like show with like action and you know what I mean, pacing and stuff, like in a way that
Yeah.
like um yes, but like so fundamentally what I want them to do and what they are supposed to be doing here in this script and in all the other scripts
Why am
is
I Sorry, I'm
I,
walking like
it's
the Bee Gees. You can tell by the way I hold my walk. I'm a
yes, well this
woman's
was
man.
like one of
No
my
time
first
to
this is one of my first attempts to like I'd never like done like like multiple walk cycles where
Dude,
people went
I'm
down
just
the
so just
street and
like,
I followed them in a character.
uh,
Yeah, you can tell right
big
away
shoulder moves, dude. Just,
like some of the things that I thought would be easier with like 3D animation just aren't. Like when holding like a rhythm, like you think like, oh, then you just do a walk cycle and it'll look good. But it's like, no, people really twig very quickly that it's like the same step over and over again, right? You kind of have to like get a little bit of variation and stuff there. But I don't know. This is an interesting thing I found.
I,
Anyway,
I,
the
so let's go to the episode list real quick. I want to scroll
okay.
through some because I know you want to do episode one, but you know me, I'm ADD, and it's really hard to
Okay,
go
well, this
back
is
to one.
good. The titles are missing, so we'll see if you remember which any of these are.
Okay, that's Cowboy and Aliens.
I knew I okay. Mike, we need to remember this is an audio podcast.
Cowboy and
So
Aliens. Okay, Cowboy and Aliens. That's where we are, Mr. Green, and
why don't you
the captain, Mr. Green.
describe the image to the audience, and then we'll guess what the title is, and maybe you'll come up with a funnier title if you don't, or something like that.
Okay. So the image is in the bottom left. You have Captain Tracy, no spacesuit helmet on, so we can breathe on this planet. He's about to knock out this grasshopper
What a
looking
great
like
detail.
merc, and then behind the grasshopper merc, lunging towards Captain Tracy, you see there is a lighter green grasshopper with bright red eyes, and he looks like he's like, yeah, I'm here to back up the Merc, but also I don't even know that this is happening yet. So he's a little stunned, standing right in front of the saloon with the door open. And then to the very right hand side of the screen, you have, oh, what is her character's name again, Mike?
Mars something?
M-
Mars with the, like a Z. The
No,
planet, and
okay,
it's, I
okay,
think
okay. All
I
right.
don't
So
remember.
her new name is Marzipan. Marzipan is
Mars.
standing right next. Marzipan standing right next to us. She's wearing a
Can't
cheetah
we just pick a
outfit.
different
She looks
planet?
like a Catwoman cheetah outfit with a buzzed head, and she is also African American. And she looks like she is on our side, and she's about to lay down, a whooping on the black merc looking grasshopper. And Captain Tracy is also about to put a whooping on it. Um, the background in general looks like an old Western style saloon.
This is so much
So
detail. I
it
love it. I
seems
love
like
it
that
though.
they would be outside in a desert somewhere on a planet, and for whatever reason, this is where everybody gets together within this town. So it has to be a central point within the town because that's where you want to get the most business as a saloon. And this is probably the main action point of the episode. I think we were originally going to call this Cowboys and Aliens, but I think what makes more sense is we call it a protagonist versus insects.
My God, that is so funny. Like here's what I'm saying. Like a lot of that's wrong and some of it's right. And your description of it was great. And I'd love to talk, but like it's you know when we talk about sometimes how like this is so Facebook or whatever, like listening to you do that is like I'm thinking of like a weird bad Jimmy Kimmel bit where someone pretends like they don't know what the pilot episode of The Economy of Nothing's about. Right? It's like like you know what I mean? It's like, oh, what is this, a second grasshopper? Everyone knows it's grasshopper and butterfly, idiot.
Oh, fuck. So
But
is Butterfly the guy in the front?
yeah, but the thing is the wings aren't in, right? Like this is a
Oh, yeah,
really
he's got
old
like
image. Like a
he's
lot of
got
this stuff
Iron
isn't
Man
there.
Butterfly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But I
Iron Man
do,
Butterfly.
I do. Well, you know what's interesting is like one of the first things you said, which is something about this image that is true, is it's one of the first times I had the captain on planet without a space helmet, right? He was originally like more like a 1940s kind of guy, and he was more like apprehensive. He still like doesn't like the future, but like as we become the economy of nothing, it's more like his apprehension toward the system. Where it was originally like he was like just afraid of the future, and so it was like he always had a space helmet on. So I just think that that's like interesting that like I hadn't I hadn't thought till just now. It's like yeah, Tracy really ain't wearing that space helmet. I mean, because we haven't been doing a lot of action sequences, right? Is why he hasn't
Right.
been wearing it,
Right.
but uh, it's been mostly like board meetings where they discuss their feelings or whatever. Uh, but um,
Yes.
but yeah, no, um, yeah. So no, that was like that was really good. I really enjoyed that in a lot of ways.
Do you want
I
to move on to
don't.
the next one? I enjoyed doing it, so I can do another one.
We could. Yes, absolutely. Wait, should I say something? Oh, this is the first episode, Cowboys versus Pirates, a new idea, where they go to the cowboy planet Brenner 7, and they show up at the town which doesn't have a name. We should name it New Mike Allensburg or something like that, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And that's the name.
Marzipanville? Marzipanville?
Sure. So she lives there. Anyway, so there's a standoff between her and the two freelancers, and then this is them like stepping up together. She's more on the captain's side than their side, but it's like an uneasy alliance, and it's a thing for like the kids to learn that sometimes you need to find uncommon goals. But then they all
Is
betray each
there
other and stuff. So what
is
did they really
there
learn? But
so wait. All right. So anyways, this is on Brenner 7. All right. So
yes.
what is that cheetah's character's name? What is her name?
So her name currently is Mars, and she's does no
Okay.
longer
Okay,
dressed like
Mars.
a cheetah.
Okay, so
She kind of
Mars.
now,
All I
yeah.
need to know about Mars. Do you bang Mars at some point in this episode? Is there an
No,
implication that you have
the
banged
captain had
before?
the captain has previously banged Mars,
Okay,
right?
so is there like
So
some sexual tension between y'all two, but also like a little disdain?
yeah, I think this is one of those things where we need to flesh it out particularly, but like it is a way where like they're not on bad terms, but they're like not on good terms. Like the cap, they feel differently about their relationship
So
than
does
each
Mars
other,
want
right?
to pin the captain down type of style, and the captain's like, no.
Mars finds the captain like useful, like like like
Okay,
at
so
the end at
Mars
the
is used. So
at
they're
the
both using each other, is what you're saying.
yeah, yes, and
Okay.
at the end of this episode, as of right now, I think like Mars ends up stealing uh like the skull command skull from the pirate captain. Uh and they one of the ideas I had for a later episode is that they're chasing her down maybe on planet 1999 or something like that, right? Um
Okay.
uh yeah, so she gets away, but that distraction helps the captain break free and go after the pirate captain. So it's kind of like a break. It's like I just got you out. You can go after. It's kind of like a Batman Catwoman-y type thing. I guess I haven't
Okay.
thought about it until right now, but like not quite the same, but like people who are like aligned but different but aligned, and like who knows? I'm sure Batman and Catwoman have killed each other and been married, right? Like I don't know what their particular
Oh,
like
they've
thing
had it
is,
all.
but
They've had it all.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But no, there is a history there, and I was thinking that that would be, um,
Do you think there's an
it,
instance where Catwoman and Batman were like together, but like also swinged? With the bad girl characters like Poison Ivy. Oh yeah, Uma
I
Thurman,
mean,
Poison Ivy.
in the Harley Quinn show, I think Poison Ivy and whoever Catwoman did, but I don't remember because I stopped
Nice.
watching that show because who wants Warner Brothers Discovery HBO Xbox or whatever it's called now? They're selling it or something. I was like, man, that took too long. He was trying to sell that thing for so long. Anyway, um,
On to the next one.
on to the next
Dun,
one.
dun,
Did
dun,
we answer any
dun, dun, dun.
questions? Who cares? What's
Yeah, who
do you
cares?
remember
Even
this
if you're,
one?
oh yeah,
Like a
this is
thing to
just
also be is like I don't think any of these images have been updated since we started the podcast. So like one of the things
no.
is I'm thinking is like
There's
we should
homework.
maybe yeah, like I think there's like episodes where it's like, man, aren't there images of this that like I've drawn and stuff sent there? I'm like,
Yeah,
yeah,
no.
I think there are, but like I'm updating what I
Good
can. But
exercise. Good exercise.
yeah,
So this episode I think is what Escape from Draconaria, right?
this is the great what is it, the Great Dragon Egg Heist or something like that, or the Dragon Egg
Yeah,
Heist or something.
and it
You're thinking
happened.
about episode like 19, which is what oh, I'll never remember. The Return to Draconaria, like Rise of the Rim Riders, Fall of the Phoenix Queen, or part. You know what I mean? Like some crazy thing. Anyway,
Okay, okay,
but
all
yeah,
right. So if this one though is the
this you
Soul
remember. We've
Dragon.
done a podcast
Yeah.
episode on this.
Do you want me to go through this? Oh yeah, the label.
Oh,
Okay.
oh no. I mean, we just describe it a little, just a little bit, and I'll just be like,
Okay. All
oh,
right.
here's some things that have
All right.
changed, and I don't know.
Okay. So this and the second episode is titled "The Dragon Egg Heist," and on the
It should be
cover
titled
of
something
this,
differently.
you have Mr. Green wearing what is a very snazzy suit. It's bright green with a brown colored vest and an orange tie, and he also seems to be wearing. He's also holding a pistol while running away from a gigantic dragon who looks pretty hungry. He's nasty looking green with long claws and wingspans out across the back with red in between, the little like if dragon wings were gums that
Yeah.
like the insides of them look like gums, right? And
All right. Yeah.
he's chasing after. Yeah.
I think they get it. He's being chased, but but no,
There's
I'm
not much
sorry.
to
I'm
go
done.
on this one.
I know. No, what I'm saying is I don't think you need to describe. Like you could be like Mr. Green's getting chased by a dragon, and the interesting thing is the three-piece suit, right?
Okay, I didn't know if you were gonna throw this into like an image generator, so sorry. I was trying to be more specific.
No, no, no. Well, I just throw this image that already exists into an image.
That's
But
true. I
like,
need to stop thinking so much and just talking.
yeah, yeah, yeah. No, it's cool. Like, yeah, Ryan's gone. All the thinking's left the building. If they, if
Oh,
because we're dummies. Anyway, the
oh no, I know. I didn't know what to say.
yeah, so this is where like Mr. Green was wearing had been wearing like like different color green suits from the captain, and kind of had like what I thought assumed like Dwight would wear, like Dwight from The Office, like a mustard tie and like a yellow shirt. Felt like Dwight to me, and I
Yeah.
think that he has the vest. I think originally he gets like the vest in on Brenner 7. I was like, oh, what could he get there before we thought of like the bullwhip or whatever? It was like, oh, a vest. But
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Cool.
Anyway, is this interesting?
Oh no, it feels terrible.
It does feel terrible. Talk about
God,
anything.
literally, why do you always have to make me you want to put me in a box, Mike? I don't like living in a box.
Talk
I'm living
about
in a
it.
box. I'm living in a cardboard box. I'm living in a box. Also,
Wow.
that song, Living in a Box, nobody knows about it, but it's a hilarious song about living in a cardboard box. You should probably play it right here. Anyways,
Again, the rules being what they are. Yeah, I feel like we recorded for 30 minutes and none of this is usable. But maybe I'm wrong, right? I guess I felt like last week's episode wasn't usable and it turned out perfectly fine. Maybe we should stop trying to make a usable episode. Is that the problem? This is
yeah,
what we're doing. We're caring too much about the content. The content doesn't matter.
it
The
really doesn't matter.
context matters, right?
No.
Like who cares? Who listened to last week and could possibly care what we have to say this week? Like who are these people? What are they
No.
doing?
I mean, if
Comment
anything,
below.
if we have a bad episode, all you get to do from a visual radio standpoint is like, okay, well, I'll just
Make
edit
us
it
look
till it's
like
good.
dumber idiots. Yeah.
Yeah, like,
But at the same point, I do want the show like to always be somehow productive, right? And like so like I feel like there does need to be some sort of like outcome. And I think part of the stress, like not the stress or whatever, but part of the thing that like I'm thinking about is like visual radio as part of like the podcast. And like what do you want out of visual radio, Mike? Like is there like a top like should visual radio just be 20 minutes? Should we spend an hour on the podcast trying to figure out the last 20 minutes? And then people that really like the show can listen to the podcast where we try and come up with like a 20-minute skit or something, right? Like
I
like
love a 20-minute improv, just us trying really hard to improv in the back of the car.
right? But then like
Yeah.
so then like the start, right, would be like we have to pick like stuff, right? Like we
Yeah.
need like if we just say we're in the car needs to be going somewhere. We need to be
Where's it
coming
going?
from
Oh, we're
somewhere.
going to
We
the
need to be
International House of Waffles? Or is it
okay.
right?
Why? Yeah,
Because
why?
that's the only restaurant in the Economy of Nothing universe.
Is is Mr. Green hungry?
Um, yeah, I'm hungry.
What does Mr. Green do? Does he like pull that thing off his face? How
Yeah,
does
I think he
Mr.
just
Green
has a
eat?
normal face underneath the little microphone thing.
That's really what I've been thinking too, right? Is like, but I just don't think he
But
looks
I want that
cool with a
reveal like
mouth.
way, way at the end. And his rationale was is that people are getting a little too chummy with him, so people
Yeah,
take him more serious with the mascot.
yeah. Okay, yes. Sorry, that's not what we're. Yes, sorry. We're in the moment. They're driving to an international house of waffles. When you said that, Mike, I thought Pulp Fiction. Of course, when
Okay,
I think about Mr. Green and the captain, and I think about both of them in suits, I almost exclusively think about Pulp Fiction. But that's why they're not both in suits anymore. But because they're like
that's pretty funny.
but like I guess what the reason I say that is because like oh we should just say there's a case in the car or something
A
that
case in the
they should be
car.
they should be going to the they should be going to the Waffle House for some sort of like meeting or dispatch. Like they're going for a dispatch, and what they're doing is discussing the plan on the way, or or like complaining about where they have to. You know what I mean? So then we don't have to animate the previous action and the post action. We're like it's if you think about it production
Hmm.
wise, we're being cheap and we're saying and we're not telling, right? But podcast wise, we're being very ambitious, right? Like they can be sitting in the car going, "Oh my god, what just happened was so crazy," right? But we don't have
What's
to like
so
animate it
crazy,
because of the fun.
man?
And then
Oh
and then
my
if you say that
god.
though, we're improving, and I'm like, "Oh really, man? Crazy?" Like I guess like yeah, I mean that's a terrible way to start an improv. You know what's crazy, man? The crazy thing. I don't know. I don't have you done improv? I guess I don't really know how to do improv.
Oh my god.
Do you?
Uh, n- well, not formally, but I just you just start going. Okay, I'm just gonna make something up. Okay, it's like, all right.
I'm just gonna
Hey
follow
man,
your lead. Hold on, Mike. Here's what
yeah,
we're gonna
I'm
do.
gonna
All right.
lead you into it, all right? And just give me a second. Let me flow with it, all right? Because we're driving in the car. We're going to the International House of Waffles. What will we be talking about? We're gonna be talking about something. Nothing Corporation, man. The Nothing Corporation is fucking driving me crazy. At the Nothing Corporation. Why is it driving me crazy? The Nothing Corporation. Everything's so inefficient. The fucking I have to go to two different floors just to get a piece of paper to print something off. To then have to go to the other tower to then have to get that signed by Stacy, who's a bitch. We hate Stacy because she's just mean and she never says we file anything correctly because we don't like paperwork. But who the hell likes paperwork, Mike? Okay, we're bitching.
Right.
Let's go.
Yes. Exactly.
Oh, Captain, I got to tell you, I'm really just, I've had it today. I need to go get some fucking waffles. Stacy over in HR, and then the just all the credits that they keep robbing from us. It's driving me nuts. I need some freaking waffles, and I need some sausage,
Do you
and I need some
need
hash
waffles
browns.
green or do you want waffles? Go
Don't start.
ahead
Don't
instead.
start. Not today. Not today. I'm super hungry. I've missed my dinner and I'm already in trouble. So I might as well go get something to eat. You're the one that put me over there. If we would have just done it my way, Cap, we would have been home. I would have been eating my dinner, watching my TV, getting my workout in, and going to sleep. But instead, we have to go eat waffles. We have to eat Brenner, breakfast for dinner, and breakfast for fucking lunch. Because there's nothing else to eat in this goddamn galaxy but breakfast. Even though I love International House of Waffles, I know they're listening. Sorry, I do love you.
To be
I just would like
clear,
to do
we could
something, eat something else.
always go to the British pub in the food court at the Nothing Corporation. Okay?
I
They serve
cannot stay
beer
at
for
work. I can't.
lunch.
Mississippi won't shut up. She just wants to talk about you and how she asked if you miss her, and I'm not about it, dude. Like I'm so tired of playing double fronts here, man. I can't do it anymore. I need to get away. I need a freaking beer, man. I need something. Help
I
me.
know, Greeny, think about it. If you wanted a beer, why are we going to the International Waffle House? The place that does not serve beer. And I think, hold on, producer's note. I believe it's called what is it called? The International House of Waffles? The
Yes.
Intergalactic House of Waffles. Listen, Greeny, we
Intergalactic
can't
House of Flapjacks.
listen. This isn't a Taco Bell cantina situation. This is we're getting a fountain drink. You know what I mean? Like at best, maybe a coffee. Do you think they have coffee there? I get a milk. Is that what we're doing, Greeny?
Milk.
We're going to get a milk because you had to go yell at Stacy and miss lunch. Is that
Listen,
what we're
I get
doing?
I get it, Cap. I get it. I get it that you're just trying to like make some stupid comedy references and stuff. I get what you're trying to do, okay? Listen, if we just get some food in me, we'll be good. I don't care where we go. But let's talk about something else on the way there. Like anything else. Like what's going on with you, Cap? What are some grievances you have that you haven't told me about yet? What do we need to do? Strategy. Fill me in. Let's go. So nothing. All right. This has not been very productive, has it, Cap? Well,
This has been absolutely unproductive. We made such bold claims last week, like we are radio, and we are certainly not. But then again, we never made the claim we're improv radio, Mike. I wasn't out here being like I'm improv radio man, coming up with
I would just like to point
jokes.
out, listeners, I was doing great.
Mike Allen, you were doing phenomenal. I assume, based on what I know of improv comedy, which again is nothing. Uh, I would say, as your improv partner, I didn't have anything to say.
But I was asking you
So,
about what to do as your characters.
but I
Like
didn't. I know, but like then I
you,
lost it, and
you
like
gotta
we got like
you gotta take work and like
I
translate
know,
work
and like
into it. Yeah.
so the thing I was trying to say before, right, is there's two ways to do the in the car thing, right? It can be us, you and me, like actually like grinding our gears and just calling each other Captain and Green and talking about our day, but attempting to like make it wacky future metaphors so that we're not like saying the real names of stuff because it would be funny or whatever. Or like we need to like, at least for me, because just like the way I'm thinking about it is like, if you're gonna be out being like the wacky guy, then like I need to have like a guidepost of being like, and we need to go here, right? And you're like, but you took the side of hungry, and I was like, oh, is the captain hungry too? And I was stuck thinking about whether the captain was hungry, and I didn't know anything else to say.
Oh, please don't ever explain yourself like that ever again. Anyway,
Is it crazy? Is that am I a
dude, it's just
lunatic?
like
Have I lost my
I
mind?
think it's just one of those things where you are doing that thing where you're explaining your vision from inside your brain and only you get that vision. Like, and like what's crazy is that if I listen to this back, it'll make perfect sense. But actively listening to it when you're doing it, I can't do it. It's just I don't know. I can't do it. But if it's on like if I go
Yeah.
back and listen to last week's episode of this, right? Like I'm gonna get it because it's gonna make perfect sense. Uh but
So
yeah, I
here,
think just
let me
in
try
general,
let me try.
improv may have been oh my god, this episode's terrible. Ryan, can you just get the fuck
So
away and join the
here's what I'm
podcast
thinking.
again? God damn it.
Is I could describe it as like, so like we can think about it as like a, we can animate like a grind our gears type segment, but it's like,
Yeah.
you know what's my economy of nothing? Oh, you don't want to know what an economy of nothing really is? Oh, I saw this economy of nothing today, right? And you're doing it as like a Rodney Dangerfield, and I'm like, George Carlin or whatever we talked about the joke
Disrespect.
the other day.
No
Yeah,
disrespect around
I'm,
here.
I'm over here. They might just want to get my waffles, and they're not respecting Mr. Green.
They're not respecting
But,
me. They're not
hey.
respecting me.
But no, I guess my point was, or like, yeah, then like, cool, because the idea of like when we do stuff for like the actual show, right, is like, I don't know, part of the thing I'm thinking about like with the Brenner 7 scenes, right, is that like, if we can just get in there and, okay, like, the most audibly of fucking audibly audibles. I don't know. Maybe this will ruin the entire show. Maybe it'll break the entire show. Maybe it'll break the internet like that time that people said that happened. Do you know what I mean? It's hard to tell sometimes. But I have a question that I
Yes.
need to know the answer to. And what's that, Mike? Do you have an answer for
What
me?
time is it? Who let the
Game
dogs
time.
out?
I don't know.
Who, who let the dogs out? Who? And the
Does
party was
anyone remember when
jumping,
I
party
said
was
this was going to
jumping.
break
Hey,
everything?
yippee and Mike Badone's looking for a file. Yippee This is the best visual radio. Yippee that anyone would want to watch. And I hope he doesn't edit this part out. This is special
I'm
content.
We're gonna get content
Who,
ID strikes.
who let
I
the
don't know.
dogs out? Who?
I really don't know. I don't know. I don't know where it is. Yeah, no. I guess I don't
Mike,
know what this show's
Mike,
about. I don't know what we're doing. I
Mike,
don't know
Mike. You
what's going
haven't
on.
answered the question. Who,
What was the question?
who let the dogs out?
I I don't know. Jeffrey Epstein. I don't know who did.
Probably,
What's the answer to this
probably.
question?
Turns out,
Um,
the show turns into on an unrelated note. What a callback! I'm Why are they not taking a driver? Why are they like walking down like the worst boulevard ever for a theater? Like these, like if you were that rich, you would never do something like that. I'm just saying.
Listen, I've met some rich people. They're mostly assholes. They would stand up in the middle of a play and walk out the front door like they don't care. They wouldn't be like, "Oh, let's get out the
Yeah.
side real quick." But I think the bigger question to ask, but do you know the name of the alley that his parents were killed in? It has a name. And it's the
What's
most
it called?
1930s writing I've ever heard in my life.
Is it like Death Alley or?
It's called Crime Alley.
Are you serious?
It is
Oh my
in the
God.
canon. It's called Crime Alley.
Jeez.
Hey, you want to go to Murder Street? It's like, no, not really.
Yeah. No, I think I'll avoid Murder Street tonight.
But I mean,
And it always bothered me that the dude robbed them and never took the money or the like the jewelry that he originally wanted, and he just randomly killed two people and left a witness. Like, come on,
I love Batman. Everyone knows we both love Batman, but like I think that could be the most arguably point where you're like, maybe they could have done that a little bit better.
I mean, listen, like if you're watching on iTunes or you're seeing it on the YouTube, I got like a Batman shirt on. I made a distinct decision to have a Batman shirt, but Batman is the dumbest character of all time. Like he is. I think this got cut out of the other podcast, so I'll just bring it up real quick so I don't have to bring it up ever again.
I would love to bring it up again. This is fun.
But like, here is a billionaire who's had this tragedy happen to him, and he has like billions and billions and billions, seemingly endless amounts of money, and he wants to fix his city. And instead of investing in like infrastructure to create jobs or like investing in educational programs,
charities,
he decides to build like a luxury supercar in an invulnerable bat suit so he can hide in the shadows, scare drug dealers, and then punch them in the face.
It's like, why not innovate some systems to like build the economy up? You have the money to do it.
It's definitely dumb. So that's part of the reason why, like, when Zack Snyder wants
you
to
have
take
to accept
it,
that part of it.
It's all inherently dumb.
In Batman vs Superman, Batman has this high-tech bat cave, and like in every Batman version, there's a high-tech bat. Who built the bat cave? Like, did he just? He's like, hey, I'm gonna get all these contractors in. When they're done, we'll kill them. Like, I mean, someone out there knows that Bruce Wayne
Ben
is
Affleck's
Batman.
is certainly not above killing all of them. I'll tell you that.
Either Alfred is the smartest guy alive and knows how to do everything.
But even then, the manpower. So it's like it's inherently
the manpower
inherently
alone.
A dumb character. Yeah. Like
it doesn't make any sense. Batman doesn't make any sense.
He's my favorite. He's my favorite fictional character of all time, and he might be one of the dumbest fictional characters.
Right. God, man, that's sad to say. I don't like admitting that. I really don't.
Batman's dumb. It's fine. Well, we can move on. We don't have to belabor our Batman points. I know. I just like. It's weird. I don't know. We need to fill time, right? Like.
Fluff. Pump me up with fluff.
I don't know.
I mean, people listen
but
to
like, it's not like we don't have any. We have a million things to talk about. Why are we talking about nothing?
Why
can't we just talk about nothing? I don't understand what's going on.
I feel like you have too much pressure on yourself.
I know, but I don't. Yeah, I guess so.
I feel like I've been giving you like 110% right now, and I'm getting.
I feel like you have too.
Station edible mic back is what I'm getting.
No, I think station edible mic's so much more useful than this. But I just don't like Mike. This has never happened to me before in my life. I am at a loss for fucking words.
Go ahead, let a single tear drop. Animate that in. One tear rolling from Captain Tracy's cheek, or Mike Badone's cheek, depending on what we're doing, how this goes. But anyways, Mike, just get into it. It's not your fault. Yeah.
Into what? I don't understand.
Let them cook.
They just make me explain things over and over again to them until I get mad about it. And then they're like, well...
Why are you mad? Why is Captain mad about it?
Because nobody's listening.
Why is nobody listening?
I can't for the fucking life of me figure it out.
Because they don't want to listen?
I guess
because if they listen, they have to do their job and then fix this economy of nothing problem.
No, but it would seem like if everyone just did their job like once, it would fix all the problems. Like everyone's like, what if we all just like didn't go to work for a week? I'm like, what if everyone did their job for a fucking day and we saw what the world was like that, instead of everyone pretending like they're giving it their best so that we can all collectively pretend like this is the best we can do. And it's just a little disappointing occasionally.
Well, life is full of disappointments, Mike.
It really is.